The mics aren't even open yet. You're just like doing a whole shtick.
I don't even like that Kingdom Hearts 3 is the first trailer in the background. I don't want to ever see that trailer again. I want to see the game in my hands. That's what I want.
This is why I still haven't played them. Because I don't want to be you right now.
That's not fair. See, you didn't know, but like you made the right decision. If I had known at 10 years old, this game would not come out for 10 years, I just wouldn't have played it. I just wouldn't have.
I see, but you judge me every freaking week that I haven't played it. What is with that?
I'm like, it's both. It's a weird thing, right? Like,
what is the thing? You can't just take a dramatic pause.
Like, it's a good game and you should play it, but like also at the same time, I don't want you to suffer. Like, I don't wish this pain upon anyone else. That they have to sit down and just wait.
I mean,
wait.
I think you're just being a salty spittoon
I think you're right. No, that's fair. You waited for Beyond Good and Evil 2, so it's only fair.
I've waited so long.
It wasn't even announced and you waited. You know what I mean? Like,
I knew in my heart of hearts it would come out.
Like there was a real chance this wasn't coming out, which is fair. So I can respect you guys for waiting through that. That's very fair.
All right. Well, welcome back, guys, to the Power Cycle Podcast. I hope you missed us in our week off. If you didn't, rude.
Yeah, really, geez.
Rude.
Why are you here then?
I am Mike Knowles.
I am Jack Barron. Hello.
And welcome to our weekly game show where we run down some of the news from the last week that we want to talk about with you guys. Run over to this week's game releases, give you guys our picks for the game releases that you guys should check out for the week, and of course have a conversation with you guys at the end about any of the stories we talked about today, or you getting our opinion on any stories we didn't talk about, or just ask us what we have for breakfast. I had nothing.
I'm trying to eat breakfast anymore.
Yeah, I'm not a breakfast guy.
I think it's intermittent fasting.
Anything I eat for breakfast is just not healthy. Unless I have like a little bit of eggs, but like too much protein.
That's like the realization of real life is that breakfast is like pancakes, French toast. Like it's never anything like.
It's just all dessert foods without like icing and stuff.
It's just like, ooh, what should I have for breakfast today? I think I'll start off with a cake with sugar on top, maybe some whipped cream too.
Syrup.
You know, like it's just completely unhealthy way to start the day.
It's like, oh yeah, you gotta start strong with your cookie crunch.
Now I say that I had French toast about 2 days ago, so so don't listen to me. I'm a liar. So.
Okay.
Do what you want with your life.
You're the master of your own destiny.
It is your choice to do what you want to do.
Yes. Okay, so anyway, we have some great stories for this week. On the docket this week is the fallout of IGN's plagiarism controversy, GTA 5 cheats going to court, libraries being less than mobile games, serious gaming worth a lot of money, and of course, again, out this week, and our conversation with you guys. Seems exciting.
Dude, these are all like interesting stories.
I would like to say to anyone that's going to be watching or listening the full thing through, it's going to be really depressing stories the first 3 through, just about really shitty people doing really shitty things. Yeah, and then we're going to get to like a pretty cool story.
It is all very strange. It's like it's like CNN Tonight of like stories.
It's just like a who is who of the shittiest people in gaming right now.
Yeah, it is very strange. But Mike, I believe this first one is your story.
Yes. Okay. So to start off, so we weren't here last week. The whole story started breaking last Monday.
Yeah, I've been seeing it like pop up on my feed.
And then we didn't have a show last week. And then part 2 started like early, like wrapped up when we would have had the show last Sunday until like this last Monday, Tuesday. And now it's kind of late news, but I kind of still want to talk about it because I think it's still a really good discussion to have. So, IGN had a review of Dead Cells go up, a video review posted by, I believe, their lead editor or lead editorials for Nintendo Switch, or Nintendo in general, it might have been, but basically like their head Switch guy was in charge of making this review. Notably also, this review went through no editorial checks outside of himself. So he made the whole thing, and there was no one to stopgap it and like watch it and be like, huh, interesting. I feel like I've seen this somewhere.
I feel like I've read this entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, not that it was readable. Anyway, so goes up, and what ends up happening is that it turns out that he basically almost word for word plagiarized someone else's Dead Cells reviewed. There's 2 very notable things about this. First of all, is that the plagiarism is like the kind of shit you do in high school when you're like, man, I really don't want to turn in this 1-page paper, and I can't plagiarize. So you copy and paste a web article, and then you just rearrange the sentences, and you like change like 3 words. That's the kind of plagiarism. It wasn't even just like...
I'd rather you just take the whole thing. Yeah, right? Just take the whole thing.
Now, this is the one note I would have put in here that I think is really notable, is that this guy would not have gotten away with this. Boomstick Gaming, which is the channel who he copied this from, actually broke embargo and put his review up early. And if he had not done that, there would not have been a review for him to watch, and thus he would have never got caught plagiarizing.
Wait, so that is fascinating.
and it's also notable because we have found out, since the fallout, that he has plagiarized a shit ton of reviews in the past. This is not the first time.
He plagiarized his resume.
He plagiarized his resume. Well, I mean,
No,
I think that one's like that's
granted,
like a
we've
low,
all done that.
Yeah,
Like I've done that. Like,
yeah, like,
that one I understood. I was like, really, this
that
one.
I was like, okay, that's just like funny, but it's like, it's a like, come on, like if your duties are that simple, your duties are just like also because you're trying to fit as much as you can in the one.
No, I
freaking
feel that.
page.
I understood that one more than anything.
I actually felt that one.
Felt that one.
I'm like, oh guys, come on, that's a cheap shot.
Like they called out and everything else with that one. I was like, ooh. I was like, I relate to that one a little too hard. So like you lost me on that.
He had
one.
like a FIFA one notably, and like a bunch of other ones that he had done, and but those ones no one ever caught. So if the Boomstick Gaming did not break embargo to release his review and beat everyone else to market with this review, there would not have been a reviewer in the plagiarized, thus he would not have plagiarized, thus he would not have got caught, thus he would still be working and probably doing more plagiarizing.
Fascinating.
It's super
It's like
weird.
Watergate. Right?
It's like stupid Watergate.
This is interesting though, because it is, I think, coming at a weird time where again, like I think people already are kind of moving away from pieces like IGN for their reviews. Like I don't watch IGN reviews very often anymore, just because it doesn't have I don't think it's personal. Like it doesn't have like that personal feel to it, because they are a company that needs people to watch or maybe get certain games, and if they were to go roast a certain game, that developer might not give them that game anymore.
Yeah, it's this weird thing where it's like you're not like endorsed by this company, but your careers only exist because these companies
will give you the game.
Business.
Yeah. So it is weird, but also, but again, I think one of the not the cool quotes, but like a good quote from it was, a lot of the people who they spoke to were like, we never would think that someone would even bother plagiarizing. Like, and I think if you're not like in this field, that might be hard to kind of like think about, like why wouldn't someone do that? But like, could you imagine if people like found out that we had plagiarized every single one of our like either videos?
Yeah,
it'd make no sense to them. Like,
we just copied all of our answers, even though there's only 2 answers.
Like they might have been like, what? I don't understand. Why would they even bother doing that? Why just do something else? Like it is. Like, even with the review, what is a review? Your thoughts? Like, you can't think of something? Like, or even if you just watched a different review and you just go, okay, so there's glitches at this point. How do I write that in my own words? You could just make your own outline based off someone else's and be like, hey, I got some of these points from this guy's video, and you're fine. But you just went, I'm just going to take all of it and then throw it to the wind.
Now, since doing that, he's released and then deleted an apology video where he doesn't really apologize and also promotes his own channel. And this is all really relevant because, like, so he was originally a YouTuber and IGN got a lot of flack actually for bringing him on board when they did, because he'd only been like a YouTuber for like 9 months, and he picked up like a decent like YouTube following, but like definitely had not been like doing definitely had not been like in the space that long when they picked him up. So basically it was kind of like self-promotion for his channel in a way, and also just like he half-handedly was like, you're welcome to the YouTube channel he plagiarized, because like the YouTube channel is like blown up now because like he didn't apologize, like sorry. He was like, yeah, isn't that great that you got all this traffic, or like it was something along that line.
The gaming industry is full of the weirdest people. Like that's like it is full of the weirdest people.
So there's this other weird thing where like he's not a writer or a journalist by trade. Like he didn't go to school for journalism and that. He was a YouTuber. And then in addition, allegedly coming from like a lot of IGN employees I've been speaking about this, they haven't been like just straight distancing himself. Most of the articles he's done at IGN apparently have been for Switch ports, because there hasn't been a lot of like original Switch sales that come out since he got on board. And in that case, what actually ends up happening is you take the original review that was written. So let's say, what's a game that went to Switch? Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
So you take the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy review that you already did, right?
Yeah.
He plays it for the Switch copy, and then he takes that whole thing and he adds a 1-paragraph amendment to anything relevant to the Switch.
Oh, so his job was basically, this is perfect for him, man.
Right?
He was like,
so it's almost like, wait.
He's in the interview. So what is my job to do? Take reviews and just add a bit to them. Perfect.
Yeah. So like,
I excel at this.
Like, is he maybe just that stupid? Like, did he actually maybe think that it was just okay because he doesn't have this journalism background, because he just like that was his job mostly up until that point, aside from being like a personality on, like that's what he really was trying to be, was being an IGN personality, showing up on their podcasts and stuff like that. I don't feel like he wanted to be there for writing, so it just makes it like, are you maybe just that stupid? Like,
I mean, yeah, I can understand like the mentality of someone kind of being like, because again, like, was he working on maybe like the most popular games, like or maybe even a game where like how many people are going from review to review to review of a Crash Bandicoot game or something, like, a certain game, like how many people are checking all of these things, and I think, again, like, if you don't get, you know what? Maybe the first time you do it, you're like, okay, I might get this might be, I might get busted. Like this could be it. And you get away with it. It might be like,
woo!
Like, okay, wait, hold on. If I did it once, I can do it 2 times. Then you do it 2 times, like, okay, I can do this forever. Like if anyone's like, and that's kind of like the weird mentality I can imagine someone taking is that first time you're like, oh god, here we go. Like I'm just gonna literally copy and paste this and put it on there. People go, that is a great review, and they just go. Yes. How did you think of that? You know what?
It's right there. Go read it.
Talent. That's and I think, but again, I think IGN needs to. I don't know, because again, like it is one person in a company, and like you say, he's only there for a short time. But at the same time, you go, really, no one like called, like no one checked anything, no one even bought. Like it is weird.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean. So my overall opinion, my solid opinions on this, like aside from like, was he that stupid? Some of the like questions I have is overall that like, I don't think IGN is at fault. I think people are just like it's fun to meme on the big guy. Like it's fun to meme and make fun of Call of Duty for doing stupid things. Because Call of Duty is like the king of FPS.
Yes.
You know, like no one's really like actually like in their heart of hearts like ever serious about like being like how much COD sucks and stuff like that. It's just easy to do when you're on top. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, ha! I mean, like, there was also kind of the thing with Sugar 7 where they tried to, like, lift their format a while ago for some videos. And so, like, that was kind of able to, like, burn this meme a little bit more. But, I mean, like, especially in this case, right, where it was a video review and not, like, a written review. Like, his product and the original one were both videos. So, like, what? Do you expect an editor to go and listen to every 5 to 10 minute YouTube review? And then, again, like and then listen to yours and be like, oh, yeah.
And I'll say with reading, it's much easier to read something and be like, okay, I'm just going to copy and paste the first 10 sentences into Google and see what comes up. But with a video, it's not like you can type in a video. You can't be like, because the video is, what is a video? Is a video just the words? Is a video the footage? Like, like what? Because you see people all the time, like we were seeing with the one guy who does review videos or like commentary videos. He's playing someone else's video but adding his commentary, and that's okay under copyright. So like it does have that weird thing where it's how many pieces of this video are important. Is it his words? Like sure, but his review might not be anything specific. He's just saying. And that's not even his game.
Yeah.
Like, so
I mean, in this case, it definitely was, but it does like spur on that overall conversation.
Yeah,
I forget someone else tweeted out. It wasn't from IGN, but it was from like GameSpot or something like that. Who they specifically was like this could have also been a case of like when you get a review copy of a game, there's like you'll get a piece of paper like from like a letter from like the company. It's like, hey, here are some features like specifically for this game that you might want to highlight.
And it's
like massive open on like just these buzzwords, and it's like, was it one of those things where like maybe these were a lot of the buzzwords that were given, you know, like, and not in this case, but like in other cases it makes you think like well, it's like, okay, it's like, is there a reason behind this though? Like, it's just weird.
It's weird, yeah, and I think again it is one of those. It's like it is just weird. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, to look at again, like you can look at when people were all talking about Melania Trump's speech. Not to get political, but it's a good example of kind of like a weird kind of like, why would they even do that? Like it's like a weird, like, why would someone take the effort to do that when the fallout from it could be so catastrophic? Like the risk versus the reward of what you're doing, and I think IGN will be fine.
Oh yeah, IGN's fine.
Yeah, again, like it's one employee.
I think this guy is also going to be fine.
Like when I was like reading this, like and looking into it, I thought this was like the head of IGN doing it.
No.
And then
but this was the head of their like Nintendo.
Yeah.
This was like their face for Nintendo right now.
Well, I'm saying like if this was like someone who was like at the top of IGN,
right?
Like telling everyone just go take reviews and put them in videos or something. That's something. But if this is like one guy who is doing this, you know, then it's like, okay. Then they fired him. And again,
there's a lot of comments from people that I've seen. It's like, oh, he'll never have a job in games journalism again. It's like, he clearly didn't want one in journalism, so he doesn't care. Like, and so the other job aren't going to care because at no point are they going to make him do journalism.
And I would say as well, and I wouldn't say I'm a criminal, but I imagine
I wouldn't say I'm a criminal.
But I mean, at some point, I'm sure he was sitting down doing this, going, I might get caught at some point. Like eventually, this might I can like copy so many.
Maybe he
reviews.
secretly just hated his job, and he's like,
sure,
let's just do like ride this.
Yeah, there are so many things, and again, I think this will definitely be something that blows over in today. Like at some point, like it's gonna blow over. And and people can hate on IGN all they want, but I mean, they're good at what they do. They make solid reviews I can watch in 4 minutes.
To be fair, it should have blown over when he put out the apology video if he A, apologized, and B, didn't go, yeah, Kotaku, just try to find more things to be plagiarizing.
I did read that.
Literally
I did read that. Like,
this would have ended last week.
I read that quote. I said that he could not have said that. Like I will give you guys $5 if you get more. We have
and
12.
it was like Jason Schreier was the one covering this, and Jason Schreier was like the only, not the only, but in my opinion, like the best games journalist there's actually. He does actual journalism in this community. Like, so it was like, dude, what are you doing?
I would never question the internet to be able to find something. Like, that's like my biggest anxiety about the internet is I know if someone like you ever watched the video of like them finding Shia LaBeouf's flag?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh
it's
my
so
god,
awesome.
it is horrifying.
It's
like,
so.
That's the hive mind, what they can do.
Yeah, they like trace the airplane and stuff like
that.
that.
It's incredible. That's what I'm saying. Don't go on the internet and be like, you bet you can't find this. I'm like, okay, give me 5 seconds real quick. Let me call up all of 4chan. We'll go find it.
Before we move on, guys, just want to remind you, if you have any opinions on this story that you want to read out or follow-up questions for us specifically, and you're not going to be able to make it to the end of the show, you can tweet them at me at the Mighty Mike, and I will make sure to get back to those as soon as we get to that portion of the show at the end. All right, Jack, what you got for us?
All right, this is interesting. So I was reading this, whatever I said a couple days ago, and so someone was making, I imagine they're calling them cheats or like overlays or menus. Mods, basically.
Mods.
Yeah. I imagine like a game
mods
shark.
for cheating.
I imagine kind of like a game shark is how I was imagining it in my mind for all you like younger people. That was something we put on the Game Boy.
I remember Game Sharks.
Yeah, if you remember what a game shark was.
How did you get all those Master Balls?
Yeah. So, but again, so Take-Two took this guy to court, and
for people who don't know, who is Take-Two?
Take-Two is the publisher of like not Rockstar, excuse me, that was WoW.
For Rockstar.
For Rockstar, like they make Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. And so they sued this guy. They're like, hey, you're taking away our money.
Am I?
Yeah, you are, Mike. like these mods are, and this is where I got really intrigued by this, is because mods are a part of gaming, right? Like we all know what mods are.
Sure.
We all know.
Yeah.
But I was thinking on, let's say, and I remember my friends have done it on GTA where you get a whole bunch of money before the shark cards were a thing. And so now,
these were cheat mods.
Yeah. So this was like, if you want $1 bajillion, I'll give you $1 bajillion. If you want this car, if you want this gun, or if you want to speed up something, it was kind of like changing the game. And you might not have to go buy a shark card. And if you've been following GTA 5, these shark cards are basically printing money for Take-Two and Rockstar. And they sued him, and they said they lost like $500,000 from these mods. And he obviously had to stop, he had to pay it and everything like that. But where I kind of got interested is, and I think the next couple of stories are going to talk about it as well, is gaming is now all of a sudden kind of like becoming this big thing where you can't mess around with it. Like if this had happened 10 years ago, I don't think
this couldn't happen 10 years ago.
True,
we didn't have the infrastructure for
this. So that's what I'm saying. Like now, all of a sudden, this is kind of like, not even in the sense like mods have been a thing, but now this is a mod where they go, okay.
Like if you modded your old GTA 4 on single player to buy the one car you wanted, it's like,
it's nothing.
I didn't play GTA 4, so I don't know if you actually buy cars in the single player.
Like you could buy a Game Shark. Like you could go to the store and buy a Game Shark, buy an Action Replay.
Oh yeah, that was the one I had. Action Replay. Yeah.
I was like, but could you imagine? But now I'm thinking about, okay, hey Mike, it costs you $10 to buy this DLC.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty expensive.
I'm gonna go buy an Action Replay for my Xbox.
What's an Action Replay?
An Action Replay. How do I describe an Action Replay? I only have like one where I was like,
does it let me rewind time?
Sure, I guess it could, yes.
I mean, that's what the name implies, Action Replay?
Yes, it actually is like, the time spinner from Harry Potter? That's what it was.
Oh, it's a time turner.
Yeah, time
I feel like it's more the
remote. Nerd alert.
More the remote from Click, probably.
But now I think about, Rainbow Six Siege. Think about Fortnite. What if there's a way to circumvent the Battle Pass, to circumvent a season pass for a game?
The green screen. It's
at least it's not coming up on me anymore as much.
Yes, I fixed that.
But to me, I think this will be something that we see now, is a company can go, this mod is infringing upon my profits because people need to go buy this money from me, and if this mod lets you circumvent that process, then you're going to lose me. Let him in GTA, millions of dollars because people have to go buy these. And I think that's what's getting to me is gaming reaching a point where all of a sudden a mod is, corporate robbery. You know,
I have a follow-up question real quick. So
Sure.
I this was the one I didn't get to read into as much because
Sure.
it felt like it was linking out to multiple sources from the one you sent
Yeah,
me.
it definitely was a bit more.
And I didn't get to follow them all through. Was he also making like other cheats too, not just cash ones? Like I remember reading the word griefing. Like, was he doing any of like the like invincibility mods and stuff like that?
I think what it basically was, because people were using different terms like overlays, menu. Like, I feel like it was something where it's almost like you buy it, you install it onto your game, and it's basically like almost like God mode or something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
in that case, you have the other thing where it's like, let's forget about the money part. Let's forget about generating GTA bucks. Let's forget about that part, right?
Sure.
This person is coming in and is altering your gameplay in an unfun manner for their own enjoyment that is not intended, in which case ruining the experience, and thus meaning those people will either play the game less, not buy the game if they just see like these videos online, people doing this, or return the game.
That's fair,
and,
yeah.
like, that's a direct loss of money also.
And it is funny because you know, you go on to the comments, and I was reading through comments about it, and there is like these two camps, so it's weird because, you know, some people look at it and they go, okay, yeah, you shouldn't mess up the game, and other people are like, oh, Take-Two's making so much money, who really cares? Like, it's ridiculous that you have to buy a shark
I hate
card.
those arguments.
Yeah.
Like, I am in the camp that is like, yeah, these things are a little overpriced, Rockstar. Like, you would probably make infinitely more money if you actually lowered it by like 15% so that like you can get another 20% of people buying into the shark cards. But it's like the thing where it's like God, not to get political again, but with Alex Jones getting banned from a bunch of services right now, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that's great, that's the blah blah, but it's like, guys, while I'm happy this is happening, there are repercussions. You can't just be like, oh, because it's Rockstar, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because then, like, what happens when, okay, let's say Radical Heights got off the ground, right? That's a whole cash system in Radical Heights, too, right? That, like, pays into, like, each game, and, like, you come out with money. If someone broke the money system in Radical Heights, and it's a smaller developer, they might go under. And and then the people are like, oh, you let us do it for Rockstar, so why is it not okay? Like it's this whole thing of, like, you can't just be like, I get it. It sucks. But you can't just be like, just because it's Rockstar, we should be allowed to do this.
I agree, because I think the Alex Jones is a good point in the sense of, yes, you may have gotten, like, what does, you know, that wasn't simply removing Alex Jones. That was setting a precedent that a private company can determine who and who cannot speak on their platform.
Yeah.
And also,
it was worse because they didn't even. Okay, God damn it, we're getting into this now.
Oh no, I'm not to get like, you know, what we think about him. What this purely in the sense, like, again, you're saying with Rockstar is, okay, if the court was like, who cares? It's a video game. This guy can mess around with it, and then all of a sudden you're playing, you know, like PUBG. All of a sudden, some guy's flying an F-18 airplane, shooting everyone. And you just go, okay, hey, wait a minute, this is cheating.
PUBG hacks were such a big deal because what would happen is in China and stuff like that, there'd be so many people doing it because it's just so hard to punish them legally. Because the items out of the boxes were worth so much on the Steam marketplace. Yeah. So you were incentivized to use hacks because you could actually make a living just grinding the game all day, getting the points, buying the crates, unlocking the crates, and selling the items.
Oh yeah, World of Warcraft, like gold mining. There are whole companies in Asia based around gold mining, and even RuneScape.
But you would specifically use hacks to just have aimbots so you can just get the higher scores.
And again, you know, it is weird because, again, I think there is that mentality, especially in gaming, where, like, a lot of the big companies kind of are jerkish, kind of they rub you the wrong way, and you go, yes, we're taking on Rockstar, yes,
we did it, Robin Hood.
But all of a sudden, you know, your favorite game is getting hacked, and you go, I don't like this. Well, are they allowed to do that? And then they go, okay, well, look at this Rockstar case where that's the precedent that's set, and I do agree. It was a very weird story because I think that for me was one of the first times I've actually seen a court case. I knew people who were modding GTA when it first came out, before the shark cards, which I thought was interesting. So it's kind of like these shark cards are kind of like the money maker. And now, and I think griefing has always been a problem.
Yeah, it's always a problem.
But you know, I think now fixing that problem is incentivized for Rockstar because of these shark cards getting this money.
I have a follow-up question. Do you know if this was the first case in the U.S.? Because I know they already took people to court, I think in Germany and somewhere else over this. But I had not heard about them taking anyone in the U.S. to court over this.
I don't know about that, but I think this is probably one of the first more high profile, like a lot of money, and like this was like $500,000.
Yeah, well, there was a big one in Germany that went down. Okay, or somewhere in the European Union that went down with this one site.
Yeah, for me, all I know is at this point, I imagine this is because it was more like obviously Rockstar's big, and GTA 5 is raking in money. So for them to go after someone is kind of like, you know, it's like again like things.
Didn't it also say you couldn't even afford it?
Oh yeah, of course you can.
But like they're still pursuing the thing. Yeah. The court, I remember reading like the court gave a decision that was beneficial to both. Especially, no. And then it said in quotations, like in like privacy, especially because like the defendant couldn't be expected to actually afford the damages. And then the next paragraph was like, but Rockstar's still pursuing financial. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like,
but again, like
idiot.
Think about Facebook. Like if Facebook had taken you and I off of it, people have been like, okay, whatever. Like, but again, taking off Alex Jones.
Oh, we're gonna start shouting some racist shit now.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we get it. Fun fact about frogs: they're gay. No,
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
But no. Again, this is one of those things where it only really gets into the public eye when it's a big name doing it, or when it's a big company kind of setting that precedent, rather than like, you know, it's not like we're hacking in like what's a really low profile game. Like, imagine we were hacking.
Oh, Fortnite.
Yeah, imagine I was hacking Papa's Pancakeria, which I tend to do, you know, to get those pancakes.
Cuisine Royale.
Yeah, like, you know, where there's no really incentive or something to go after you, whereas, you know, GTA is this big name, so.
Got some breath behind them.
Exactly.
All right, our next story. Are libraries worth less than mobile gaming, question mark?
This is similar to that one story we did like 3 years ago.
Which one, specifically?
The vaping guy. Didn't the vaping guy's son?
Oh, that's not the same. This is not the same.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't think this is the same kind of story. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I just want to get the number right here. But this, I mean, I love that story. It's a classic. That's a classic end story. Especially because we got told we couldn't film there, but we did it anyway. I could have got us out of that situation. You guys open your big mouth and be like, herp, 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 and I'm like, oh,
that's exactly what I said. Fun fact.
That's why we got kicked. Anyway,
that's what I said to that person.
So it just got found out. So earlier last year, a librarian was asked to leave his workplace for unknown reasons. He was let go. We now know why. Apparently he embezzled $89,000 from the library to spend on mobile gaming. Jack, did you get to see what mobile game it was?
Game of War. Fun fact, that's the one that you see on TV with Kate Upton,
yeah.
Which is definitely a shitty game. Like, you know it is. And, like, you know it's not good.
And when it's not on TV with Kate Upton, it's just like they're just throwing half-naked women on the screen.
How do you fall for that? Come on.
And they're also, like, a different art style. Like, in the pop-up ads for it, the naked women are a different art style in the actual game, so they're probably not even in the game. Look, they're just doing it to do it.
If this guy was embezzling for Rainbow Six Siege renown, all right, I understand. He wants to buy some engrams in Destiny 2. Fine, I understand.
This is your Rockstar thing where it's like I'd be okay if it was Rockstar, but now I can't.
If this guy's embezzling money for loot boxes or something, all right, I get it. You know what, man? You want that elite skin? I feel you. Game of War, get the fuck out. Like, come on, really? This game? Like, how much do you need to buy Game of War? $10 worth of things. 89. What did you buy?
$89,000.
What do you buy? I don't understand what's in the. I want to play this game now.
And now to pay it back, he had to spend all of his savings to pay it back. He had to liquidate his home. He lost everything for Game of freaking War.
But I don't understand. Like, I didn't know people actually played that game.
I didn't know either.
Like, I've read when
I thought it was one of those games that you end up playing because you can't. You're just really poor, so you can only play games.
Like,
on your phone.
I was reading the article. I did not know what Game of War was.
I only knew it for the commercial. I've never played it. I just know it's like an RTS kind of game.
Like, I didn't know until it mentioned Kate Upton at the end. And I was like, oh, that game? Like, this guy was throwing, like... But this, to me, like, is, like, I think a good example of... Not like in the sense of, like, you know how they say, like, teach internet safety at school? Like, how do you say it on the internet? Like, this, for me, is, like, if you don't play video games... This is like a prime example of how video games will get you.
Yeah.
Like, granted, like, we had the benefit of, like, when we first started playing games, like, they didn't have loot boxes. We were there to, like, kind of watch the loot box thing kind of start.
I mean, to be fair, also, this is an adult male. This isn't a child.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's a big gamer. That's what I was.
He also forged invoices to cover his, like, he went all out. He went, like, Wolf of Wall Street shit on this, like, to cover up his addiction.
Like, that's what I don't get. Like, for me, is it he was not a gamer, and, like, somehow this one kind of tricked him into it, or he was a big gamer, and for some reason Game of War might be the best game ever. I'm not playing it.
We just don't know.
Like, I don't know. Like,
it's the next Fortnite.
Like, what do you get in that game? Like
they're adding a battle royale mode.
Like, even $1,000. Like that to me, it's the amount of money I think that shocks me the most because I couldn't fathom what you need to buy in that game.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
I mean, can you like get like Kate Upton naked skins? Is that it?
That's what, it must be something like that, right?
Yeah.
It has to be something.
I want to see there's comments. Like, keep going. I want to see there's comments on this article.
And
I want to see like what people would say about.
Yeah, there should be comments. But to me, like I think this is just kind of an example of safety. Like how can if this could happen to a full-grown adult, imagine what a 5-year-old. Like,
oh my God,
who had access to your credit card could do. Like, and I don't think, and I think this game especially, have you even spent now?
Wait, okay, wait, read some comments. Hold on, I'm gonna go picture mode here so we can read some comments here. Okay, full screen.
Bang.
I have even spent $89,000 on my 30-year history of playing video games and building irresponsible gaming PCs combined. And then some shithead blows that much of some fuck-off shovelware mobile. I was thinking about this the other day. Have you seen the back-to-school JCPenney ad with the girl with the ribbon? It's like all over Facebook.
No.
And it's like kind of seductive. Like it's like she's being kind of seductive about it.
No, I don't.
It was one of
those
those things.
this.
It was one of those things where I'm like, I bet there's people mad in the comments about this, like old white people, and there's also people who are like, this is hot as shit. And I read it, and I was just laughing a lot. I want to do a show where we just read comments on just read comments on like stupid things.
There we go.
Like,
new show. See you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Gaming's really dead. Let's see. I want to start with the first ones. How is this not basically the equivalent of over-serving someone at a bar? Okay, this is an addiction. This is a good discussion I want to have too. Is like, this is also like, we're making fun of this guy, but he probably has a gaming addiction, which is actually a serious issue then that he has.
Yes, I totally 100% agree. Or like what did I play that I got really not like addicted to, but I was like kind of. Oh yes, I remember.
Wait, hold on, real quick. What doesn't make sense? He spent $89,000. Why does he only need to pay back $78,000? That's what doesn't make sense here. That's the thing, pirate radio.
But again, like if you look at, I had this. I think this is back when the iPod, like the iPod Touch, first came out.
Touch.
Like there were games like this.
Damn you, Cape Upton! What have you wrought? I'm kidding, of course.
No, I think it's part like it is weird. Like there is this sense of why. Why have Kate Upton be on that poster? Like, what is your intent?
Well, it was a Super Bowl commercial, right?
Yeah,
that was
like nothing against Kate Upton, nothing against advertising. Like,
she hot.
Yeah, but like I look at that, I go, okay, I know for 100% fact, Kate Upton is A, not in this game. B, this game has nothing to do with this woman. C, this is just purely to get me to click, like get me aroused and go click on this game.
So, if I were to make a guess from, flawed human memory, if I remember correctly, this commercial, which was originally a Super Bowl commercial, at least put everywhere, was originally aired during a Super Bowl in the year the Candy Crush got big. And I think this is when adults were really just starting to learn about games on their phone because, like, oh, they're not going to buy a console if they're not already into the game, but they already have a phone. And so I think they were just trying to tap that older male audience who doesn't know about that they can just get to play their game.
Like, I do not download games on my iPhone. I used to. I would download, like, 1 or 2, but honest to God, they are seriously addictive. Like they are designed... Like, I'm someone who, like, if you love gaming, like, you understand the dopamine hits. That video, like, it is like no other drug. And I would play a game like, what is it, like some kickball game where all you do is just kick a ball. It doesn't go that far because you got to upgrade it. You got to keep kicking the ball.
Got to unlock Pablo Sanchez.
Or like, yes. Shout out backyard kickball.
Shout out. No, it's backyard baseball, you idiot.
There's no kickball. You're right. And
I mean, maybe there probably is, but.
But like to me, like that's a sense. Like these games are designed, and not in the sense of like there are people who think they can outsmart them. Like these are designed by smart people who are like, how do I get this person to buy something? And it is very effective. And that I think is the fear. And you see it with the Battlefront 2 loot boxes. Are people prepared to to live in that world where there are these predatory games? I think this is like the first time where there are games like there's shovelware, like a bad game. That's like a bad movie. Like it's kind of it's whatever. Okay, I saw a bad movie. You got me once, fine. But this is like
hot take or not hot take. I think the internet's actually agreeing with me. Disenchanted was not a good show.
Oh, I've been watching it. I'm
It is not good. It's not that it's bad, but
Yeah.
it's very mediocre.
yeah. I'm not big, but I know my roommate Butts is a huge Futurama fan.
Yeah.
So
And everyone's like, oh, Futurama and The Simpsons had a rough start too. I'm like, yeah, but you've had like 50 years of making television to grow since then. You don't just start like I don't graduate college. I don't start a new project after graduating college and be like, all right, I guess I'm back to being a freshman again.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'll say, like, especially in this sense, there is this very, very weird feeling in me where I kind of go, are we eventually going to have to kind of sit down, like, have a conversation about, like, is gaming, like, think about, like, if this was, like, sports betting. If someone spent $90,000 on sports betting and, the Philadelphia Eagles didn't stop him from spending that money or whatever, like, proprietor of sports gambling, think about that. Like casinos have to have the gambling addiction hotline everywhere.
Yeah.
Every commercial, tobacco, cigarettes have to have warnings. Like, alcohol has to have warnings.
contains addictive chemicals.
Like, all of these things, which are vices, have to have warnings on them. Because they're addictive. They're designed to be that way. And do I think that mobile games need to have that? Maybe not yet. But like if more stories like this continue to come out of like this game caused me to spend $100,000 on it, maybe there has to be a warning. Maybe there has to be some kind of
There needs to be a warning, or there needs to be like a watchdog group that can take you to court over this. Like there has to be like some sort of like not federal regulation necessarily, but like an ACLU equivalent for people that are like, hey, this game is predatory. We need to shut them. We need to shut them down.
I was like watching a video on the Harry Potter game, and the Harry Potter game is.
I have not seen anything. Is it a good game?
Oh my god, no, it's horrible. Oh my god, it's like a new mobile game.
Oh,
but
so
like,
it's not Pokemon Go.
Yes, but like every single action in the game requires energy, and
really,
and you only start.
Oh wait, no, that's most mobile games. Yeah, wait, so what?
Yeah, but the point is like like even dialogue takes energy, so it takes you. Like to like click in dialogue is like one energy.
Okay, so that's insane.
Yeah, so like you start out with like 12, so it's like hi energy. Like how are you energy?
Hi, how are? And like you could tell they could have made the font like 2 points smaller and fit it in one page, but they made it like 2 points bigger.
What's funny is what the issue is with that one specifically is there is a point in the game where it's like the Whomping Willow attacks you, and you cannot complete that segment of the story. With the energy they give you, you have to buy more, or you have to wait a day. Like it is like that level is designed so that you cannot complete it with the allotted amount of energy they give you. And and this is how it literally ends, right? So it ends with you need to buy energy, and your character is just like trapped in the tree like this, and it's like help me, please buy energy. Like it doesn't say that, but like it pops up saying like buy energy and get out of the Whomping Willow. Like it is designed to get you to buy it. Like that is where we're headed. It's like how I'm
gonna go back to playing like Jenga and Halo 3.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why and even think about Rainbow Six Siege. You need renown. Overwatch. You can buy loot boxes.
Let's leave Overwatch out of this. Overwatch is the only company doing it right.
Yeah, but a lot of these companies, you need loot boxes. They have currency. They have something. And if that is the reality of the world we're going to live in now, where every game has a currency, every game has loot boxes, every game has some type of gambling aspect, then maybe we have to have that conversation of, can my, maybe, I look back at rated M games and it's like, okay, whatever, anyone can play rated M games. Maybe now you kind of sit down and you go, I don't think a 10-year-old can play this game. This 10-year-old might not be able to handle, to stop himself.
Let's give him a bit of crack cocaine first and see how he handles that.
I was not obviously we weren't children when this started. We were there when it kind of started, but like we weren't 10 years old now. Like if I was a little kid now playing these games, who knows what I'd be doing?
Yeah.
Like I might be stealing a credit card to go. Who knows? Like imagine remember Clash of Clans, how big that was.
Yeah.
But imagine that even bigger now, because that was like one of the first ones. Now it's even bigger, God, Clash of Clans. Thank God I got off that game, dude.
I never touched it. Was never interested.
That was crack cocaine, man. That was. Man, excuse me, I'm gonna go real quick.
If I were to like make a statement just from like seeing other people play it, I would say that the Clash of Clans is the Fortnite of mobile gaming.
Yeah, I mean that's a good. Oh no, now it's like Clash Royale, right? Whatever it is, it's a different one.
I'm just saying that all the mini games in there are spawned off of the one game though. Yes. Like you know, it's like I mean this at multiple levels. Like microtransactions don't necessarily directly affect the gameplay, but in a good way encourage you to buy because you enjoy the experience. It's very kid friendly looking, but not too friendly where it turns adults away. It's very self-meme-ish, you know. I'm talking about. I'm not saying like, oh, it's super popular. I'm saying there's actually like a lot of levels where there's something.
Again, and you know, I think this is the future we're heading. Is we have to sit down and go, what is gaming? What is gambling? What can and can't a game have? And it's gonna be weird. Like this is the whole point of.
I just thought something really funny.
Like this is the whole point of like this episode. Now is gaming is now $1 billion industry. Like now what? So
how big of an industry do we need to make this where we can get oh shit, what's his name? Oh fuck, what's his name? I forgot the name!
Oh, no.
Baron Trump to spend all of Trump's money on microtransactions.
Oh, that'd be the greatest day. Could you imagine, like...
Trump goes bankrupt over...
Like,
Baron Trump's
could you imagine, like... Imagine you woke up and it's just like... The $500 billion deficit is not actually spent on the military. It was, like, spent on loot boxes for, like... no, it was, like, Game of War. Like, it was, like, a really... Like, someone put the game in front of Trump and was like, oh, yeah, Game Award, just toss some money at it. It's like, oh, good, yes.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying like Baron Trump just, like, plays, like, the Harry Potter game, right? And he just dumps all this money into stamina that he just bankrupts his father.
That'd be hysterical. Like, that is a reality of the world now.
This is a possibility that we could be living in that timeline very soon.
That's what I'm saying. So this is, like, the weird part is... Gaming is now reaching this point where it is billions of dollars. It is going to overtake movies. It's going to overtake TV. It's going to overtake everything. And I don't think we are preparing for that effectively.
Where's Okabe? I don't want to be in this world line anymore.
Yes, exactly. Like, we're not preparing for it effectively in the purest sense of there are people who will be kind of taken advantage of by this, much like a casino. I was at a casino 2 weeks ago, and it was horrifying. Like, it is a very dark.
Really? I've only walked through them. I never actually went to a casino to go.
Yeah, I didn't go to play. I was walking through too, like with my parents. We were just like stopping by. But like, it is very weird, and you can kind of see how dangerous like gambling and loot boxes can be because you see people just kind of like just cranking at it, you know.
Yeah, they're old. They have nothing else to do with their lives.
Yeah, like I'm saying. So like, you know, even that, like, you know, senior citizens need to be protected. So it is a very weird time. And it's very exciting to be living in it, I guess. This is like when you were a kid, it's like gaming's gonna be big one day, and now you're like, what was I thinking? Why did I?
You're like, I wish. I
want to go back to that.
You take the Miyazaki quote, anime was a mistake, gaming was a mistake.
Yeah, maybe we just shouldn't have made the Xbox. We should have stuck with it.
Well, speaking of serious gaming, Jack, you have a story.
News. I like this.
This is good news. This is the good story I told you guys would happen.
So this popped up my feed. It said serious gaming. And I was like, what on earth does that mean? So serious gaming is actually a category. I did not know this was a category, but it is. Serious gaming is games that are meant to like teach you, but not games like Civ. That's edutainment. That's different.
I thought Civ was in there.
It is in the article. Ooh. It is in the realm.
But you did more research.
Yes.
And it said not.
So it is.
Damn it! I want Age of Empires to be serious. Serious gaming with Age of Empires.
So they do consider it within. Like in the article,
it's an offshoot.
Yeah. So like within the article, they mentioned right now, like serious gaming is like $3 billion, but it should reach $17 billion in like the next 5 years.
So what is serious gaming?
Serious gaming is literally like I can't think of the exact title. So there's like a game where you play like a third world farmer, and like you make
very specific,
and you make real life you make decisions that are based off of the life of a third world farmer.
If a third world farmer can afford this game, I feel like they just put the money towards their farm.
Or like you live through events, like historical events. So like there's like a game where you go through like a rebellion, not rebellion, but like kind of like a political uprising within like, you know, the Middle East and stuff. Like these are purely games that are like, this is purely informative, not for fun. You are playing this to learn something.
Too much smiling!
Yeah. or like a game that teaches someone how to do something, like, you know, maybe teaches an employee how to do something. I would even maybe consider like the Wawa walkthrough I did, like it was like which had like Stan the cigarette man, like teaching you.
I don't know what any of that is.
Like teaching you how to like card someone
I'm
for
just gonna
cigarettes.
Google this while you're talking.
Like I don't know if it's what it's like, you know, like
Just
like
keep
Wawa,
talking.
dude, Wawa cigarette training, like. But it's like this whole game kind of walkthrough. Okay, I don't think his name is Stan. Like, I just made up that.
Just keep talking about your topic.
But what I'm trying to get at is, you know, these serious games are purely games that are designed to get. Oh no, this is.
Just keep. I'll find it.
I don't think you probably aren't gonna find it.
Just keep talking.
But you know, the serious gaming is purely games that are meant to teach someone, teach them a skill about history and something like that. Whereas edutainment is a game like Civilization, which has kind of information within it, but is meant to, it is a game first rather than, information second. But what's interesting to me is, this is right now a
tight lid on these. Can't
it
find
is
it.
a $3 billion industry, which to me was like, whoa, okay, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was. I didn't know that people were kind of, playing these games. But they're even saying it's going to get bigger. It's going to be 17 billion. It's going to like quadruple, like whatever 3 to 17 is. And
college degrees were really working out for you here, huh?
But we gotta go back. but that's. But to me, this kind of struck me as as much as we see about the loot boxes, about the like loot boxes, all this stuff. All as much as all that is bad, and they're kind of like gaming's all about money now. There is this. I remember playing Call of Duty 2 when I was like 10 years old. Call of Duty 2 got me interested in World War II. Like that's how I started my whole like binging.
Wait, side note. Sorry. So you know how there's games that you cannot play that the U.S. Army contracts to make specifically for them.
America's Army, yeah.
Yeah. Does that count? Because they're not for entertainment. They are purely for Army training.
I don't know. I would. That might be like within. Like I could. That might be edutainment. But I do remember that game came out. But no, like what I'm trying to get is like Call of Duty 2 got me interested in World War II history.
Age of Empires.
Civilization teaches you world history. Like,
Age of Empires.
Like if you want to sit down and get a broad history of human evolution,
play Call of Duty Zombies.
Sure, or play Civ. Civ goes from the Bronze Age to now.
Yeah, Gandhi. He's all about them nukes.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to get at is games, as much as they are about entertainment, about all these maybe violence or whatever people want to say they're about, is there is this opportunity to sit down and go.
So there's a list.
Hey, how can I teach my son about a car? How does a car work? And okay, here we go. Yeah, like 1979 Black Friday, which was the Iranian Revolution, and. Oh, there we go. Look at that. A serious game.
Keep talking. Don't just read what's on the screen they can't see yet.
But, for me, especially within my life, playing certain games have led me to go look up something, learn about something, maybe expand my horizons about thought, or even...
The Leap Pad is is a serious, quote-unquote, serious game.
Yeah, okay.
Leap Pad.
Cool. So, like, wow, EVE Online is!
What? No!
Product discovery... Using the it's a mini game within EVE.
Yeah, don't give me that.
They play, but that's what I'm saying. Like even stuff like that, or I've done games within like a psychology experiment where it tests like your reaction time or it tests how you're thinking, and even stuff like that can be counted as a game. I think, and that for me, is something that's awesome about video games. Is you can watch a movie about sexual harassment in the workplace, or you can read a pamphlet,
or you can play a game where you sexually harass.
But there's like value in that. Like there is a game.
There?
Yes, because there was a game that we played this girl brought in to my video game class I was in. She brought out a game where you literally like reenact a rape scene. Like the game is to rape like someone. And like
is this the party night game?
No, it was like some game in Japan. I can't remember what it was. But
of course it was Japan.
But I was like stunned.
This is Japan. What's behind us right now? That's Japan.
But I was stunned that this was a game. I was like, what on earth? Who made this game and why? But it was like to help people like who had been raped, or I think even people who had thought about raping someone. They kind of like explore that in like a healthy way. It was fascinating. Like this whole sense of like how this game could be helpful, and like that to me like opened my eyes. I was like, wow, interesting. Like what else can games do? Because theoretically you're doing all these things that are horrible, but you can do it in a healthy environment where maybe you can talk about it later or explore it. And that's what's interesting is that you can't do that with a movie all the time. You can't do that with a pamphlet. And at $3 billion, even if Civ is involved in that, at $17 billion, what awesome games can you use to teach someone? What can you be doing that will, who knows? Maybe instead of school, you just play video games all day.
I've seen what the education system is in this country. Probably going to be an improvement.
Yes. Oregon Trail is a solid game.
Oh, does that count?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Oregon Trail, oh my God. That's like one of the first ones they listed. Yeah, Oregon Trail is a huge, everyone grew up playing that.
Okay, so I want to tease right now for the viewers at home that after we get into chat question and comments, after we get throughout this week, I have a secret fifth segment that we're going to. Yes, Jack.
I didn't know
a secret fifth segment. Yes, I know, because I want your just straight reaction on it. But, of course, first we have out this week, where we're going to talk to you guys about the games that are coming out this week, or have come out this week, and, of course, give you our recommendations of what games off that list you should play. Because, of course, there's a lot of games. Can't play them all. But, we are always going to give you ones you probably check out. So, out this week. Now, the way we do this for you guys that don't know, we're going to run through every game console. If we didn't name it already on a game console, it's going to be at the end under the multi-platform section because it's on multiple platforms.
Don't get sad. We'll get there.
And for systems like, PC and PS4 specifically, where they have a lot of games flooding their market at a lot of time, most of them not good, we stick it to games that only have a Metacritic or a user critic on Metacritic. Just so not literally name infinite games every week. So for the Switch this week, we have Cosmic Star Heroine, Detective Gallo, and Next Up Hero. No releases on Xbox One this week. On PlayStation 4, we have Domino Craft VR. On PC, we have Dismantled Land, Monster Sailors, but it's spelled like S-A-L, not S-A-I-L, Graveyard Keeper, and World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth.
Talked about that last week.
Yep, and 2 weeks ago. Two weeks. And a lot of games on multi-platform this week. We have The Walking Dead Telltale Series Finale Season Episode 1.
R.I.P. Walking Dead.
State of Mind. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes is releasing on, I think, PS4 and Switch finally. All-Star Fruit Racing. XCOM 2 Collection. F1 2018. Phantom's Doctrine. And Death's Gambit. So pretty decent lineup. Jack, what is your special little game you're recommending?
For anyone who knows me, I am a big XCOM junkie. Granted, XCOM 2 is very hard. I have not beat XCOM 2. I have taken a very year and a half long break on it. But if you have not played XCOM, or if you've even played,
you have $100 laying around.
Yeah, but in this bundle you do get the War of the Chosen and 2 kind of customization packs. But the War of the Chosen is a whole nother game.
Jack, I want you to explain to us what the War of the Chosen is. What the not the game, the War of the Chosen, but the War of the Chosen. I want you to explain what that is.
I don't even know what the War of the Chosen is. I haven't even beat the single player in XCOM 2. I would love to know what the War of the Chosen is all about if I get there. No, but the War of the Chosen is it adds 3 assassins who are trying to kill the commander. It's this whole other aspect of the game. And if you played XCOM 2, which I think is a 100%, 200% step up from the first XCOM, also much more difficult. God, I hate you, XCOM. I hate you.
Remember when you were about to leave my place the one time after playing some casual games while I was editing? You're like, all right, just go. You finish the mission. You're gonna go. You finish the mission, and then you immediately got insulted, blasted out of the air, and you had to stick around for another 30 minutes, and then you lost. You freaking lost.
Dude, I have restarted, I think, 20 games in XCOM 2. But yes, so yeah, $100 is very steep. But when I say you will get too many hours out of this game, I mean that you will get too many hours out of this game. It will take up your whole life. So be very careful, but I highly recommend.
Warning. Addictive.
Very, but great. Very, very good game.
For me, it's gotta be World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth! For 2 reasons. First of all, we had our great news story 2 weeks ago, if you missed that episode, about the infighting among the Horde, which is just a super cool, so I think, I've been reading small stories and popping up since, such a just super cool, social thing going on.
Dude, Roberto's been playing it every day.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah, he loves World of Warcraft. I didn't know that, but he's been playing it for years.
But also, because of this, we have a D&D episode from Geek and Sundry that has Terry Crews on it, and it was great.
Oh, that's cool.
So I have to give it to World of Warcraft Battle of Azeroth. Also, it's just a great game, and the DLC is going to be good because it's from Blizzard, so
Are you going to get into World of Warcraft now?
No.
Okay.
I learned that MMORPGs are just not for me. They're just if there was a way where, without paying a shit ton of money, I could just play through all the main quests and then just do PvP, Like, that's fine, but the amount of grinding is just
Well, if
too
you buy
much.
it now, they give you a level 100 character.
I know, but like you still have to like get equipment
Oh, yeah, I agree,
and
yeah.
stuff like if someone like handed me a character that was pre-rolled and then I could just replay all of the quests, I would do that. That'd
I'll
be
say
cool.
like I think like I enjoy Destiny 2. I think it's like MMO light is perfect for me. Like, I really enjoy the MMO light.
That's especially like just being at my age, like what I'm doing in life. Like
Yeah.
MMO light is the kind of experience I need for my time.
I
I think if I'm in my 40s and World of Warcraft's still around, I'm gonna go all in and just play all of World of Warcraft. Like
There you go. Sit down.
do it all. Just roll it back. But yeah, those are our recommendations. So before we get into our super secret fifth subject, this is part of the show where we ask you guys, what are your thoughts on everything? Do you have opinions that you want us to discuss with you guys, or just read out to our listeners and viewers from any of these stories? Or do you have a question for us, either about these stories as a follow-up question, or about a story we didn't get to, or again, just a random question that's appropriate? Just put it in the chat now, and we'll read it all out. While you guys are getting those questions together, because there's a delay, I'm going to check Twitter, see if any earlier viewers tweeted me any questions. But yeah, pretty exciting week.
Oh, dude, yeah, and I you know, sometimes we have good news, sometimes there's bad news, sometimes there's both.
So it's a little depressing like this week, but you know, you got you know, as Chowder taught me, you have to balance the sour and the sweet.
Dude, nice, Chowder. Women have these things called
expectations.
That is one of the greatest lines in television history, I'm telling you.
Comedy gold, relationship comedy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
Nothing. There's the other one where he gets something stuck on the camera and he makes it worse. And Squad's like, no, just bring it into me. I'll take care of it. Closer.
Oh yeah.
There we go. What about this way? Puts on the CN, like the burned-in promo.
Oh yes.
And it's like, ding, ding, ding. No, that one I can't get rid of.
Yeah, I do remember that one. Yes.
I remember that was such a meta joke as a kid. I didn't entirely understand it, but I found it hilarious.
Yeah, or if you watch, like me and my buddy watched the last episode. The last episode is like
I found the last episode recently, like a month ago, and I watched
Mung
it.
and Chowder discussing the cartoon. It was trippy. I did not enjoy it.
The best one though, by far the best episode is, or not the best episode, but the best bit, like overall bit, is the one where Truffles is away and they spend all the money. And it's like, you know what this means? We want money to run the shop? No, your wife's gonna kill you? No, rada, no, I don't know. It means we've run out of money for the animation. It just hard cuts to the studio.
I remember, like, I was watching with my roommates and we were like, turn this off. That's enough of this show for today.
It's so good.
I don't need any more of this show in my life.
Okay, well, seeing as we don't seem to have any questions or comments for any of these stories,
here we go.
Secret, final, fifth topic. As you might remember, Jack, on our inaugural live show, we discussed a little dewy, little not great Cartoon Network cartoon coming out called Mega Man Fully Charged.
Oh, no.
It's out.
No, please, God.
I have two. I could only watch so much, so I have two selective clips to show you.
Is it rough or?
Just gonna show you, and you can tell me what you think. If you guys are fans of gaming or Mega Man, you might want to make some life choices about what you're about to watch or listen to if you're listening to podcast services everywhere. PNP.
I'm ready.
Okay. I got a full screen everything naturally.
I can't tell if this is a loading screen or the show. Oh no.
No time for showboating. That human needs help.
Oh, great. Bummer.
Hey, Minnie, ready to put on your big boy hero pants?
Big boy hero pants hiked up to wedgie mode.
Hey there. Bit hot up here, huh? Let's go someplace cooler.
It's not. It's just a blue streak. Now that's something.
This guy's gonna need some lemonade and some serious comforting.
Throws him on his ass.
Thanks. What do I call you?
Oh, wait, what did you say to call him?
Blue streak.
Blue
Blue
streak.
streak? That's not bad, but I'm actually
No!
called-
That is bad.
Mega Minnie!
Don't I have a loose circuit board?
Anyway, there's that. I have another one to show you.
Oh no. Oh, this looks very intense.
Let's cool down and stop scaring all the good people?
You can't trick me, traitor.
That's what I figured.
You are so going down.
No, you are so going down.
I'm not going down. I am downing you. Downtown down.
As if, when I'm done downing you, you'll be uptown from downtown. Down.
You know how ridiculous you look with your loser face?
Not as losery as you look with your ridiculous face.
What do they do to Fireman?
Activate fireman schematics. Careful, Chief. Don't fuel the fire with the flames of your own fight.
You stole my powers?
Just in case the audience didn't pick up on it.
Yeah, just in case. Also, this is after he's already done it before, I think. So, yeah. So that's a show now.
I think
no one show Craig Skits this. He will lose his mind.
I was watching the first clip. The first clip I was kind of like, all right, this isn't like horrible. But then I watched like the second one. I was kind of like,
there's more horrible. It just like gets really boring horrible. I picked out 2 things that would get a reaction. Like
I know, like we were talking about the animation, and the animation is rough.
This hold on. There's a whole scene that's like just pure racism. Like I feel like I'm watching like a neo-Nazi in America, which is the point of it. But it's like okay, cool. Like this is. It goes from like really intense things to like really stupid things.
Dad?
Children, meet Sergeant Breaker Knight, a hero of the Hard Wars. I was his doctor once.
Also, look at the weird lighting they use on all of them to make them distinct from the background. They put this. Look, and the sun just changed positions. Now it's on his right when it was on their right.
Oh, that is right. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Machine is a lie.
Now the sun's behind all them.
Excuse me.
Yeah, let's just say like it's like.
Makes me expel extra exhaust.
You're wrong, Sergeant. My sister is human. I'm a robot. We get along great. Usually.
Breaker, don't linger in the past. We built a beautiful world. Look around. Join us.
Which hand would you have me use? The real one or the fake one?
Wait a minute. So is he against robots and he has a robot arm?
Like
Yeah.
In front of humans?
That's how it usually works.
My reliance
Bigotry.
on this tool. I am human. And
He sounds like he's from Alabama too.
We built you. Equality is a lie.
That's not nice.
Wow, he is very. That's horrible. Wow.
It gets worse. Oh no, yeah. I think this gets a lot worse. It gets like worse in parts. Wait, there's one thing I really hate though too. Hold on. So
wait, so is that robot to help him?
so here we go. Ready? So Light obviously built Mega Man, right?
Silenced. The people will.
Planet human.
Sorry, it went back too far.
Stop this instant.
More careful. Should be more careful, citizen. Best leave things like this to me. By the way, big fan.
Thank you.
People call
Pause,
me
please. Pause,
Mega
please.
Man.
Aren't they wondering where the hell he went? Did he just transform in front of them?
Basically, I skipped a little bit. Basically, also same voice. Voice didn't change.
Wait,
same size.
Did he go somewhere to transform?
I don't remember. It's like a whole minute and a half. Like I don't want to make you watch a whole minute and a half, but
I'm like, what? Where did everyone go? Like,
oh, I need to put the picture mode back on. But yeah, anyway.
So where did Mega Man? Where our son go? I don't know.
Yeah. So
wait, he built him, or?
Yeah, he built him. It's Light. It's Dr. Light, the guy who makes all the robots.
Hey man, nice to meet you. I built you. I know who you are.
Yeah, like I don't know. Anyway, it's not made for us, but rest in peace, Mega Man.
R.I.P. man.
Can we just go back to anime Mega Man? Anime did it right the first time.
Oh, we watched the preview. It was badass.
It was awesome. And then there's also NT Warrior. Also awesome.
One day.
Well, Jack, where can people find us if they did not happen to be watching this live?
I think it says at the Red Baron. I think that's right. I'm pretty sure.
That's where they can find you. They can also find me at the Mighty Mike.
Yes. But they can also find us at YouTube at youtube.com/YE Network and on Facebook at Your Entertainment Network Team.
Yep. And also, obviously, guys, if you're lost, let's see our podcast services everywhere.
Yes, there we go.
We do this live on twitch.tv/TheMightyMike. But obviously, podcasts work for you. That's why they're here. So enjoy them. Beam right into your earbuds. You don't get great commentary like getting to watch episodes of Mega Man like you did. So
I think that's a very solid. They can like
it's
watch
a selling
along.
point.
They can watch along with us. We should just have a commentary. See, we pitch it to Cartoon Network.
Yeah, just like listen, the show's bad. Let us save it. Like, the worst part about the show? It's produced / created by, I don't know what the exact title is, Man of Action.
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah. Think about it. Can you tell me what Man of Action did?
I feel like it's like a well-known show that I really like. I can't remember what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's Ben 10.
Oh, that's hysterical.
He went from making. I'm 99.9% sure. He went from making Ben 10 to making this.
I really also like how.
Yeah, we made Ben 10. Yeah.
I also really like how Ben 10 is like low key.
He made Generator Rex too, which Generator Rex was so good. Generator Rex is freaking bomb.
I think Ben 10 Alien Force much better than Ben 10.
Yeah, but it was like adult, and then Omniverse got real bad. Like it was like this is how it ranks. It's like Generator Rex, Alien Force, Ben 10, Ultimate Omniverse.
Also, if you had
Ultimate
told me, like, I remember when Ben 10 first came out, I'm like, okay, this show won't be popular, and apparently it's like one of the best cartoons.
It was so good, dude.
Like I was so like confused by the whole thing. I just never really got into it.
It also took like the Teen Titans not of actually being like, oh yeah, kids can understand a full overarching story. I guess we'll do that. Like,
and now Mega Man's here.
Yeah, now we got Mega Man. So thanks for watching and or listening,
You stole
guys.
my powers. Yes, that's plainly obvious.
Yes, I did the thing.
In case anyone didn't notice I did that, I stole your powers.
I stole your powers. I did. I literally shouted your name and then schematics. Like. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and or listening. We'll be back next week in our new location, which you won't be able to tell because it's a green screen anyway. But
they will know.
Yeah, new videos on the way though. Once we get set up in the apartment. Yeah. Toodles? I don't know. Is that what people say? Do they say that anymore?
No one says toodles. I don't think I've heard.
I'm just gonna stop this before I get more embarrassed. That's all I had to hit
Turn it
yes
off,
still.
please.